11, a Texas man is behind bars accused of threatening a Barrow County judge and prosecutors during a high-profile case earlier this year.
Atlanta News First anchor Carly Barnett here in studio. And Carly, these threats actually came on a very significant day for that community.
Tracy, Joe, they did, and these threats were graphic as well, coming in hours before Colin Gray was sentenced for his role in the deadly 2024 Apalachee high school shooting. Federal prosecutors in the Northern District of Georgia say they have charged 39-year-old Brandon Scroggins with making interstate threats. Records show back on July 30th, Scroggins allegedly called the Barrow County DA's office, telling a receptionist he was coming to, quote, take out the county due to what he called injustice. Minutes later, prosecutors say he called the office of Barrow County Superior Court Judge Nicholas Prim and told his assistant, quote, everything he loves is dead.
Scroggins said in the messages that he was in Texas and that he was coming to take out Barrow County and that he was coming to the Barrow County District Attorney's office. Whether he was going to do that or not is really beside the point. The crime here is that he threatened to do so and that he put people in fear that he was coming to cause them harm. He also threatened the families of the people who worked at the District Attorney's office.
Scroggins was arrested August 7th. He also faces federal charges in the Middle District of Alabama for allegedly threatening a federal judge there, as well as state harassment charges in Texas, where he is currently being held. Tracy?
Carly, thank you. Again, this all happening the day Colin Gray was sentenced to 15 years in prison for providing his son Colt the gun later used in the shooting at Apalachee High School. Two 14-year-old students, Christian Angulo and Mason Schimmerhorn, and two teachers, Christina Irami and Ricky Aspinwall, were killed.